sudden trade ban highlights how quickly global logistics can be disrupted by bad weather. Harvests, national borders will
Millions of tons of global sugar flow continuously from a handful of concentrated hubs. This bar chart shows exactly who controls the tap. Right behind Brazil, India stands as the world's second-largest producer and exporter, pushing massive tonnages outward. When a supplier of this size shifts its trade policy, the entire global food system immediately feels the tremor. In New York, raw sugar futures jumped over 2%. Over in London, white sugar futures climbed 3% in a rapid spike. That panic was triggered by a single notification from the Indian government. Without warning, they strictly halted the export of both white and raw sugar. Millions of tons of expected food supply vanished from the global market overnight, erased with a single stroke of a pen. This heat map of the Pacific Ocean shows extreme temperature anomalies in red, yellow, and white. It represents a meteorological forecast predicting a severe El Nino phenomenon. That Pacific warming creates an atmospheric chain reaction, directly threatening India's vital monsoon season, causing heavy rain clouds to dissipate over dry earth. Crops like sugarcane are water-intensive. They require the kind of deep, consistent rainfall you see in these flooded agricultural fields to thrive. With the monsoon compromised, the agricultural forecast turned grim. For the second straight year, India's domestic sugar production is expected to fall below what its own population consumes. This climate unpredictability creates an unavoidable mathematical deficit in crop yields before a single stalk is ever harvested. Faced with a shrinking harvest, the Indian government looked at the domestic math. A local sugar deficit means skyrocketing prices at home, leading to severe food inflation for its own citizens. To keep local prices flat, they deployed an aggressive countermeasure. They revoked a previously approved export quota that would have allowed local sugar mills to ship over 1.5 million tons abroad. A sovereign government will prioritize its own citizens' macroeconomic stability over its international trade reputation. That policy decision caused immediate chaos on the ground. Global trade houses and local dealers are now scrambling with unfulfilled contracts. Let's look at the hard numbers. Traders had already signed contracts for roughly 800,000 tons, but with only about 600,000 tons shipped, towering piles of sugar are now stranded in warehouses. The only way out is through incredibly narrow loopholes. Cargo can only leave if the ship is anchored, has cleared customs, or was actively loaded prior to the notification. Standard international business contracts offer zero protection against the hard wall of a sovereign export ban. With India pulling back, buyers across Asia and Africa are forced to abruptly pivot to alternative sources to secure their food supplies. Competitor nations are moving to fill this vacuum. Producers in Brazil and Thailand are already stepping in to absorb that massive export demand. In global commodities, a closed door in one hemisphere instantly concentrates pricing power among the few exporters left standing. Officially, India's ban stretches through September, but there is growing fear in the market that if weather patterns fail to improve, the restrictions could be extended through 2026. An ocean temperature anomaly leading to a sudden trade ban highlights how quickly global logistics can be disrupted by bad weather. As long as climate volatility threatens domestic harvests, national borders will increasingly become protective walls